はい、どうも S級くらぶのシャロです。シャーロック・ホームズチャプター1パート15やっていきたいと思います。前回この、中であった事件を解決しました。なのでそのことを警部補と、ロナルドさんに報告したいと思います。どっちに話したらいいんだろう。こっちかな。こっち。
Mr. Harlow, your refugees didn't murder anyone.
What? Pray tell me what you've learned.
All right, listen carefully. This might solve one problem for you, but will create a few more.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
The man came to the camp intending to kidnap one of your refugees, a woman. What he didn't expect was that the refugees would stand up to protect the woman. A brawl had broken out. In the chaos of it, the man stumbled over those crates and fell on his own blade.
How do you know he fell on his own blade?
The wound in his chest was inflicted from an unusual angle. It was not an offensive stab, shall we say. The refugees didn't touch him. And judging by the blood at the scene, the intruder managed to raise himself but was unable to walk very far. He ultimately fell into the canal.
But how did he sneak into the camp? Why didn't the police see him?
And this is where your new problems emerge, Mr. Harlow.
What do you mean?
You're not a dull-witted man. You know what I mean. There is no feasible way to get into the camp without the police guards knowing of it.
The pile of mess I had to sort out has just become bigger, but somehow that doesn't surprise me. Anyway, I thank you for your help, Mr. Holmes. I'll take it from here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure the police aren't detaining the refugees any longer. You can go back in and look for your witness.
You think one small clock can make any difference in this place?
Who knows, John?Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble.
はい、というわけで、簡単に言えばじゃないかもしれないけど、誘拐しに来てた、今そこで死んでた人がね、いたじゃないですか。あれを招き入れた警察官がいるっていうことは、誘拐を黙認してたんじゃないかっていう話ですね。結構ひどい話ですよね。はい、じゃあ、証拠を、この人をね、探しに来たんで、これを固定して探したいんだけど、ちょっとその前に、前回のパートで言ってたやつですね。盗み聞きしたやつです。これについての話を聞きたいと思います。
Can I ask you a question?
They often take us from the camp to work. Most don't mind though. It's the only way to get a glimpse of freedom.
難民の野営地で何が起きている？難民たちによればいかがわしい人間たちがよく野営地を訪れ、さまざまな仕事をさせるために難民たちを連れていくという。仕事は大抵過酷なものだが、難民たちは、賃金と食料を得ることができるという。おそらく乱暴された少女は仕事のために連れて行かれたのだろう。それ以来難民たちは女性が連れて行かれることを拒否することにした。
Was that depravity in the photograph one of the workplaces the refugees are taken to? And all the while the police look the other way. Ugh, typical.
はい。ちょっと胸くそ悪いことですよね。では、この人探すんですけど、証拠一応なんか追加されてないか。これはあれですね、再現した情報のことですね。じゃあ、これを固定して、向こうにいるって言ってたんで、この男の人に話聞いてみましょ
う。You're the one who tended to our man's wounds. I thank you greatly. The police didn't allow us to help him.The
police will leave you alone now. I've proven to them that the man who came into the camp died due to his own foolishness.
Thank you for standing up for us. But nobody would help us without a reason. You're here because you want something.
Yes, I do. I need to speak with the girl drawn here.
The dead man came for her too. He wanted to take the girl away, but we won't allow her to be hurt again. What do you want from Nayla?
Nayla.She was hurt some time ago. I'm here to find the people who did this and bring them to justice. And to find them, I need Nayla's help. Will you let me speak to her?
Justice. There's no justice on this land. But you helped us, so maybe your words are not empty. You can speak to Nayla, if she wants it. But I will be watching you.
Hello, Nayla?My name is Sherlock. I know someone hurt you. I am here to help. I'm trying to find the people involved and bring them to justice, please. There is a photograph, and I'm sorry, it is terrible, but I simply must ask. Where did this happen? What can you tell me about these people? Christ, Sherlock. Naylor, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
You come here for me, but you are rude and cruel and condescending. A cross. The man had this cross. Now go away. Leave us be. I do not need another white man's help.
Oh, glad that wasn't me.
Not my best work, John, by a long shot. Naylor doesn't want us meddling. I'm starting to wonder what this all achieves.
But she helped you anyway. Now we know that maniac's face and the cross he wore, we can still catch him.
はい、というわけで、一応情報を教えてもらうことができました。もうちょっと聞き方が悪かったみたいな感じですね。ちょっと証拠集まったんで、また見ましょうか。この男が八重地に来たのは偶然ではなく、この事件に重要な関わりがあり、入れ墨がそれを突き止める鍵になるかもしれない。でこの入れ墨についてまたちょっと調べたり、話を聞く必要がありそうですね。これはさっき女の子に聞いたやつですね。はい。あとこれが、めっちゃ予算ある。乱暴現場を写した写真。ネイラは写真に写っていた女性だ。繋がらんのかい？繋がったね。強姦犯は、政府の高官だ。この手の勲章は通常は政府の高官に与えられる。写真に写っていた強姦犯がそうに違いない。はい。捜査手帳戻って。スケッチ増えてるね。これですね。はい。あとが、男は少女を引きずっていこうとした。男は少女を傷つけなかった。男は少女を誘拐しようとした。男が八重地に来たのは女性を誘拐するためだった。彼女を殺すこともできただろうが違う目的があった。はい。違う。石炭の足跡と、石炭くず。男はボーゲルの美術館も訪れた。八重地で死んだ男はボーゲルの美術館に忍び込んだ犯人と同一人物だ。つながって、ただの泥棒ではなくギャングの手先。男はただの泥棒ではなく誘拐も行う。様々な仕事をこなすギャングの手先だ。で、これだけしか残ってないと。はい。じゃあ、警察の、警部補の人と話していきます。
You still here?
まだいたのかと。証拠を提示していきましょう。はい、まず、
Your problem,
間違
not
え
mine.
た。これかな？
The intruder has a most peculiar tattoo on his neck, 2 lines and a point. Do you know anything about it?
You really want to know, kid? Why? You want to play a policeman or something?
I'm sure you have it in your records, so it won't hurt if I have it in mine.
In my records, it's just a tattoo, as it should be in yours. To hell with you. Suit yourself as to what you're going to do with it. Off the record, though, such tattoos are often connected to a man named Mr. Niccolo Bernadotti.
Bernadotti, you say?
A respectable businessman in Scalario. His company imports goods and wines, and smuggles everything that can be smuggled between the colonies and the mainland. His people can be identified by an obscure tattoo, just like the one over there our friend has. But these are all merely rumors, you see. If Mr. Bernadotti was a criminal, he'd be in prison now. Or hanged, right?
The guards at the sewers were speaking about taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking. Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads.
So there's a smuggling ring in the camp. This wasn't the first time that someone freely entered the camp to take a refugee out.
At least it was certainly his last time. My gut tells me that we'll learn more about this ring when we find out where the thug came from.
はい、というわけで、ここで証拠全部集まりました。なんでもう出ても大丈夫なのと、なんかさっき、なんか垂れてきたんかな。あとは、集まった証拠一回見ましょうか。野営地で人身売買が行われていることは知らないと、警部補は話すが、自分の同僚がそれに関わっていたことに驚きはないようだ。どうやら野営地は警察による人身売買の温床となっており、影響力を持った人物が外部にいるようだ。野営地から、難民たちを連れ出す行為は彼らが凶悪犯に立ち向かうまで日常的に行われていた。事件の捜査が進めばこの件についてもっと分かってくるだろう。ということで、これ結構組織的な、あれが起きてて、それについても、後々分かっていくと。警部補の話では、このような入れ墨をした人間は、ニコロ・ベルナドッティと関わりがあるらしい。ベルナドッティはスカラディオの実業家で、植民地と本土の間で、品物や、ワインを輸入する陰で密輸を取り行っているという噂だ。はい。ですね。で、今できることは、調べるマーク2つあるんで、この男の人と、この入れ墨のことについて調べていきたいと思います。じゃあ、そこまでカットしていきます。はい。じゃあ、久しぶりに警察のとこ来たんで、証拠まず固定してからですね、調べていこうと思います。こっちですね。入れ墨の方をちょっと、証拠固定して調べていきましょう。スカラディオの実業家なんで、まず地区をスカラディオ。で、密輸入とかしてるらしいんで、犯罪を、してるんですけど、ちょっとわからんと。話題としては容疑者かな？証拠としては、証拠？犯罪様式。あれ？これかな？探そう。あ、出てきた。ニコロ・ベルナドッティの取り調べの概要。ニコロ・ベルナドッティは1834年生まれの実業家、講演者で、コルドナでその名が知られている。ベルナドッティ株式会社を1873年に創立。本社はスカラディオ地区南東のバザー街道にあり、ローマ街道との交差点の近くだ。ちょっとカミカミやね今日。匿名の情報筋からの垂れ込みがあり、76年2月に署でベルナドッティの事情聴取を行った。もたらされた情報は、イギリス植民地であるコルドナと、ここ植民地だったんと、英国本土との、酒と古代芸術の密輸にベルナドッティ氏が関わっていることを示した。ベルナドッティ氏の会社で働く人間には以前、強盗や暴行、恐喝及び脅迫とつながりがある疑いがかけられていた。証人として署でベルナドッティに事情聴取を行ったが、有罪にできるような明確な証拠は発見されていない。私とブース巡査による事情聴取で、ベルナドッティ氏は情報で示されているような行いや事実は感知していないと証言した。氏が、英国に移住する前の行動についての文書化された情報やその他は、何一つ得ることができなかった。ベルナドッティ氏が主張するように、1873年までに、同氏はイタリアのシリア島で、屋台の事業を展開していたが、ロンドンに移住後、商品の輸入を始めた。この件に関し、ベルナドッティ氏を有罪にできる証拠は何一つないと結論付けた。ハーバート・ライダー警部補。はい。
An impressive slice of life. The police had a lot on him and at the same time, nothing at all. Amateurs.
はい。というわけで、一旦警察的にも疑ってはいたけど、証拠がなかったから逮捕できなかったっていうことですね。これですね。はい。 じゃあもう片方の暴行者のスケッチの方を今度は市役所で探していきます。はい、じゃあ市役所まで来たんで調べていきましょう。英国の高官にしか授与されない勲章なので、まあ多分役人ですね。時代は古くないんで、登録が職業かな。で、地区なんだけど、地区がちょっとわからんのよな。なんだけど、まあ、多分スカラディオかな。はい、出てきましたね。トマス・ノートンの略歴。トマス・ノートンは1840年ロンドンに生まれる。64年にオックスフォードを卒業。69年に内務省に秘書として勤め始める。75年にインドにおける軍の長官となる。77年女王陛下よりバス勲位を授与される。78年3月、コルドナの英国公使に任命され、市役所に執務室を与えられる。まあだからなかなかのエリートですね。だったっていう感じですね。じゃあちょっと、証拠ですね。これが証拠追加されて、はい、すみません。じゃあ、この人、探しに行きます。で、市役所にですね、市役所に執務室を与えられているので、今ここが市役所なんですよね。なんで、ここに、この人の部屋があるんですよね。トーマス・ノートン、この人ですね。じゃあ、この部屋入っていきましょう。あれ、ムービーじゃなかった。調べれるところってあったっけ？ないよね。話しましょう。
If you're here on matters of signing up for military service, come back tomorrow. Our department needs to straighten out some business.
はい、じゃあまあ観察していきましょう。顔かな？充血した目、昨晩は寝なかった。顔のひげをする時間がない。胸にバス勲位、常に身につけている。汚れてますね。赤い汚れ、ワインか？ワイン、さすがに乾いてこんなんならんと思うんですけどね。あとどこだ？あ、肩か。シワだらけの服、遅くまで仕事をしている。ということから、講師は遊び人だ。講師は後悔している。二つ選択肢があるんですけど、まあ遊び人っていうのは、まあ昨日の夜遅くまで酒飲んでましたよみたいな感じで、後悔しているっていうのは、まあ行いについて後悔しているってことでしょうね。こっちで人物を完成させます。はい。読もうか。人物像英国公使。その男は非常にくたびれたバス勲位を誇らしげに身につけ外すことはない。袖についた赤いシミは、彼が最近、ワインを飲んだことを示している。服はシワだらけで、髭もほとんど剃っておらず、充血した目は不眠症と大きな不安感に、悩まされていることがわかる。まるで悪夢にとらわれているように恐ろしい過去の記憶を忘れ去ろうとしているようだ。
Why are you staring at me like I'm a Madame Tussauds figure? Didn't you hear what I just said?
You blame yourself for what you did. Won't be any good unless you confess to me, so I'll try to be polite.
What sort of did are we talking about? Are you from the press?
I'm here because of Naylor.
Who?
You don't remember her name.
Lad, if you won't tell me where you came, I'll call for someone here to sort you out, if you get my meaning.
はい。写真を見せる正義を執行するため僕の話を聞け。写真見せたら一発ですね。多分。どうしようかな。僕の話を聞け。
I came to talk. I have a solid piece of evidence that proves you guilty of the violation of a young girl.
What kind of evidence? The silly painting? That's ridiculous. Rumors. Don't listen to a word of it.
I wouldn't call it solid if it were just a painting. I have a photograph that would be enough to cause a scandal at the very least, not to mention criminal consequences.
A photograph? Oh, so you've plucked up courage to finally come here. I won't pay you a single coin until I see the photograph for myself.
I'm not interested in money. I came here to hear your version of what took place. I'm not in the habit of making rash decisions.
Not in the habit? Well, it didn't seem like that from the letter you wrote.
I've never written a single word to you. That's not my style. I'm more direct. But in exchange for my patience, I demand your full cooperation. I need you to tell me everything.
Fine. I suppose now we have a nice long talk. Do you drink, Mr.
Sherlock Holmes. And I do not.
Shame. All the best discussions are accompanied by a glass of whiskey. But out of respect for you, I won't drink either.
Respect? That's an unusual word in your mouth, Mr.
Where are my manners? My name is Thomas Norton, a British envoy in Cordona on a military mission. So, where do we start?
はい。まあ今の感じで分かったんですけど、シャーロックめちゃめちゃこの人のことを軽蔑しますね。パーティーで何があった？仮装パーティーですね。パーティーで何があった？
So, let's return to the beginning. What happened at the party?
I vaguely remember that night. As usual at such parties, you meet people, you talk with them, they invite you to spend some time alone with them. What can I say? I got myself mixed up with the wrong company, and somebody must have mixed some psychoactive substance in my drink. After that, it's all blurry. I completely lost my sanity. I made a terrible mistake which I regret deeply.
You don't say. Do refugee girls often appear on the menu at those types of parties?
It's rather rare.
So you didn't attend the party to engage in an exotic experience involving a vulnerable woman unable to accuse you of assault.
I would never have planned such a terrible thing. What happened was just bad circumstance.
はい。まあ向こうの主張としては、そういうことをしに行ったわけじゃなくて薬を盛られちゃっただけなんだっていうことですね。はい、じゃあ絵画を盗もうとしたのか。
The painting that depicted you in the image of the devil was stolen by a mercenary. Did you have anything to do with it?
I might be a rotten person, sir, but hiring criminals for illicit purposes is not in my daily schedule.
And buying the painting in an attempt to hide the crime, is that on your daily schedule?
What would you do in my situation?
I would never put myself in such a situation.
You're young. I could never have imagined myself in my current position. Yet, here I am in front of you. We all make mistakes, Mr. Holmes. And I'm no exception.
はい、じゃあ次、お前を脅迫しているのは誰だ？
You mentioned blackmail. Tell me about it.
All right. A couple of days ago, I received an anonymous letter. It said that in the art gallery at Caravansary there exists a painting that incriminates me. The blackmailer made it clear that if there is a painting, then a photograph exists too. And I should be wary of what it might do to my reputation.
What does the blackmailer want from you?
Money, of course. What else do such people want? Needless to say, I don't remember anyone taking photographs at the party. Up until the last moment, I hoped he was bluffing. But he wasn't, as you've just proven to me.
Show me the letter.
I burnt it as soon as I read it. I've left enough evidence. There's no need for any more.
はい、じゃあマーキュリオを知っていたか？
Boniface Mercurio. Does the name mean anything to you?
He's an artist, right?
The one responsible for the painting that compromises you. I found him dead in his room.
Oh, that is bad. Wait, you don't think that I have anything to do with this?
You had motive to kill him.
Maybe I did, but listen. I know how this looks, but murder? That's on another level. I had thoughts that this Mercutio...
Mercurio.
Well, him, yes, I thought he could have been the blackmailer. But I was too afraid to make any hasty decisions. There were plenty of ways to fail by making a move, so I chose to wait. To see what he would do next. You have to believe me.
I don't believe people, I believe evidence.
Then look at the evidence. Mr. Holmes, I've built my entire career on hard work and uncompromising dedication to the Crown. I made a mistake, but I'm not a villain from some cheap adventure fiction. By putting me behind bars, you will benefit precisely no one.
Rotting in prison is the least you deserve, but I have a better idea. You will make amends and help the ones you hurt.
はい。まあ、その罪を、あの写真を世間に出さない代わりに難民たちを助けろ、ネイラを助けろっていうことですね。
Use your connections to help patriate the refugees, find them decent homes, give them jobs. There must be a meaning to your position and my decision.
Yes, all right, I can do that. So, will you give me the photograph now?
That's not all.
はい。ネイラもね、もちろん助けろって。
Naylor deserves the very utmost of what you can do.
Help the girl? I can't risk the press paying extra attention to her. I will do anything except that.
I need to think this all through. Don't do anything foolish in the meantime.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism. I take your point.
はい。というわけで、この人がね、その犯人、右上のあれだったんですけど、まあ、詳細についてはちょっと次回また話していこうかなと思います。では、今日はこのぐらいで終わります。チャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。さようなら。